Hello and welcome to another edition of Strategic Gaming. I am your friendly neighborhood Mac Taylor here to talk to you about Survivor WAW Episode 3. I know I was hoping to get this done Wednesday and it's Sunday, but better than I did last week. It didn't take me a week to get it done. I don't have as many notes this time, but I do have a lot of thoughts. Including some predictions for next episode that literally almost drove me insane. Because that's the thing about this season, is that just when you think you could try to figure something out, there's another thing that happens because there are so many factors with advantages and fire tokens and edge of extinction and potential tribe flipping flops. I don't know, man. It's every time I think I got this thing pegged, it changes, and I'm like, oh man, I should have thought of that. It's been a doozy. So let's go ahead, let's recap this episode, give my thoughts on it, and we'll see how this goes. Like I said, not a lot of notes. I have not even a full page of notes this time, but I do have a lot of thoughts. So let's see how this goes here. We start out, Adam gives this confessional about, this isn't Redemption Island. Rob's not going to get his way. This is Winners at War. And, I'm playing the best game. And this doesn't make Adam look too good. And I understand that the thought, yes, people are kind of afraid of Rob, and they shouldn't be because he doesn't have the majority. Him and Parvati are on the bottom, yet he's making power moves from the bottom. Why is that a thing? Why is that happening? I've asked these questions. However, there's a reason Boston Rob is Boston Rob. It's hard to figure out why he's able to pull off the things he pulls off, but it works. But he wants to boot Parvati and not Rob because he feels like he could work with Rob in the future, therefore kind of undermining what he just said. The mistake of the people on Redemption Island was they should have taken out Rob, not Philip. Not saying that Parvati is anywhere near Philip. Parvati is a huge threat in of herself, but if you want to target Boston Rob, target Boston Rob. It's a little boggling. And Denise does get her other half of the idol back from Adam, so she has a full idol now. And they all talk about wanting to boot Parvati, and Michelle and Ben do seem on board with that plan. But then Adam goes and tells Ethan the plan because he still wants to keep Ethan on board. And I'm like, Adam, the thing about a blindside is that you want to blindside the people involved with that person. If you tell everybody about the plan, it gets out. And when the plan gets out, the plan tends to change. He should know that. But I think he's just maybe a little excited or, about things going his way, seemingly. And he's just going balls to the wall for it, and it's not working out. So Ethan immediately is running that plan around like, hey, we got to turn on Adam because he's a big threat. And on the DeCall side, Sandra officially states that this is my last season of Survivor. I will officially go into Survivor retirement after Winners at War. And she's trying to kind of get the most out of this experience because it's her last time. We've never seen her play like it was her last time. So, she's actually going out and fishing and just trying some things because she's probably never going to do this again. But that's kind of the case for, I would say, at least 18, maybe even 19 of these people. They're probably never coming back because, either their age or that, they've already played a certain amount of times and it's just probably not going to get offered again, or it's just not in their best interest to go do it again. So this really is the end of an era for Survivor. This is really the accumulation of 20 years of a show, but also that most of these people are never going to come back, and it's going to be weird. The only person I could maybe see playing again, Wendell, Nick, I don't ever see them bringing back. So probably Wendell, maybe. Other than that, I don't see anybody else really coming back. Maybe Natalie Anderson, but again, I don't really see them having a shit ton of interest after this. So it is just it's sad and it's exciting, and so there's a lot of mixed emotions that are happening with this season. It's been a roller coaster as a Survivor fan who just binged all these seasons as a refresher or as a new experience. To see this happening, having everything else so fresh in my mind, I'm happy, and I'm also sad that I don't look forward to seeing these people again. And I'll have to, start over with season 41 with a new cast of people. And there's just a lot of emotions: happy, sad, nervous, frustrated, excited. There's a lot. And I'm sure it's 10 times more for the people who played this game, because they know it's probably their last time out there, and they want to do well. And I know I talked way too long about something that does not even pertain to the show, or just pertain to the specific episode, but I really, every second, it's like, wow, I wish I had the dailies for this. Like, I would watch, 39 days worth of multiple angles, thousands of hours, just watching all the conversations. I would love to get the whole perspective, Big Brother style, because I'm genuinely curious at what happens that we don't see on this season in particular. So basically Tyson is trying to throw Sandra under the bus because he knows he's in trouble. And one of the only other bigger targets than him is Sandra. And we've already seen people are coming after Tyson, and he's trying to make sure that if they go to tribal, he can survive. And we also get this scene where there's a shark in the net. So Tony goes and gets it, and he's making a little joke saying, "Sandra shark do 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 do," and I would listen to that version of the song of Tony just Sandra shark do 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 do, Sara shark do 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 do. Tony kills me, and he goes to get the shark, and it kind of starts bending around and flailing around, and he's like, and he's running down the beach screaming, flailing the shark, and I'm like, Tony, put it down. And he's like, no, because I know if I lose the shark, it's going to be me who's going home. Man, Tony has so much fun with the ladder and the shark. And, the spy shacks and everything. Tony is a one-of-a-kind player that it is a... he has moments of great gameplay, but you're like, how the fuck does this guy stay around in the game? How do people not take this guy out? He's such a wild card. It doesn't make sense to keep him. But he was able to win the game once. And so, because of that, we get, great moments like these. So basically, you'll tell Sandra, hey, Tyson threw your name out there. And so Sandra's pissed. She's like, you if you throw my name out, I better not hear about it. And Sandra's got that Rob level of you don't want to fuck with Sandra because Sandra's really good with her words. She could probably get you. So, Tyson should be a little careful with the throwing of the names, especially when you haven't even gotten to tribal yet. And Danny on Edge of Extinction gets a little baby fish with the sling. And so basically they must find a combination somewhere on the island to try to get an advantage to barter for a fire token. And Amber is trying to break off from the group and get it. And Natalie figures out that the seashell necklaces have the combo. So she sabotages Amber and Danny's and gets the combo. And basically, she gets to steal a vote that she can barter. But the twist is you have to go to the other tribe's camp to get it in the middle of the night. So she offers it up to Sara, and Sara accepts. So now Natalie has 3 fire tokens, the most of anyone, in or out of the game. And she talks about being like one of the richest people in the world with 3 fire tokens. And I saw this like really funny thing on Facebook where it says like the richest people in the world, like Jeff Bezos and Oprah Winfrey, and then it says Natalie Anderson with 3 fire tokens. And it really is fun to have this concept of like a survivor economy and, bartering things for advantages, because advantages don't do you good when you're already voted out, but fire tokens can in a way that we'll see later. But so Sara has to go into the camp and find their torch, and in someone's torch is the steal a vote. And so she tells Tony to like help her camouflage and prepare. Like she makes the point of like calling him back up as a cop. But I'm like, really? Why would you tell Tony? Because now Tony knows you're gonna go get something of some sort. And Tony, in typical Tony fashion, says he'll take these ashes and like smear it on her forehead to give her camouflage. But it's pitch black outside. They're not gonna be able to see you anyway. And like he's like, oh, it's too dry. We need to spit in it. So she spits it and it goes up in her face and everything. And I'm like, why are you telling this insane person to help you with an advantage? Oh, Sara, I think she just has a soft spot for Tony because she just implicitly kind of trusts him. And he's just not the guy you want in Survivor anyway. I'm sure outside of Survivor, he's a great dude. But in the game of Survivor, you should not trust anyone with that kind of information, especially Tony. And she goes to the tribe camp and sneaks around and ends up getting the advantage. And because we saw last season, Vince had to sneak to the other tribe's camp. And I always wondered, if they catch you, like, do you just not get it, or do you just grab it and go, but they know you have an advantage? I don't understand, that I don't think it's ever really been made clear what happens if they see you, or if, like, I want that to happen. But something to think about, because some people are like, well, how did they not wake up hearing the noise? And there's a whole camera crew out there. There's a whole production team out there filming. So hearing noise in the middle of the night, you're probably thinking, oh, someone's going to the bathroom, or a camera person's stepped on a twig. Like, you're used to other non-tribe mates moving around. So Sara moving around, they could wake up and see her, because they kind of showed Ben stirring a little bit. So maybe he kind of looked and was like, oh, there's just a camera person over there. It's whatever. So, it kind of makes it a little easier, because they're really not going to pay too much attention unless someone happens to be up and like walks up to you and they're like, oh shit, that's Sara. She's supposed to be on the other tribe. It's about the only way for something like that to happen. So we get immunity, where there's like these like warp wall things, kind of like American Ninja Warrior style. You have to go into a sand pit, and then there's like a rope toss, and this ends with this tree puzzle for immunity and kebabs. And it's close in the puzzle, like super close, like seconds. But Dakal wins immunity, sending Sele to Tribal Council again. And things are super tense at the Sele tribe, because no one wants to be that first person to walk off to go strategize. But at the same time, like you have to go figure it out. You got to figure the vote out. This isn't a group think. So it's kind of like, who's going to go first? Who's going to talk? And the Parvati plan spreads. And Adam does something extremely ballsy, and he's like, I'm going to tell Rob the Parvati plan and that, he better get on board. So he tells Rob, and Rob's like, you're really going to go there? You're really going to try that? And he's like, yeah, it's going to be Parvati. And he's like, well, will I be protected? He's like, yeah, you'll be protected. I got your back. And Rob immediately is like, this is bullshit. I'm not, does he know me? You don't give me information because I'm going to use it against you. And so Rob goes around and tells Parvati and tells everybody he knows. And that makes like Jeremy and Michelle and Denise and Ben like, well, fuck, Adam is making moves without us. That's not cool at all. Maybe we vote Adam out. So now Adam goes from being in a great spot, going to get what he wants, to he could go home. And Jeremy and Michelle, they're the swing votes here. They're really in the middle. Ben's in a great spot too, but it's really Jeremy and Michelle that are in this crucial spot. And they talk about maybe instead of Adam or Parvati, they vote out Ethan. That way they still take out someone in that old school alliance, yet maybe keep around Rob and Parvati, who are bigger targets come the merge, because Ethan won't be as big of a target. Which, strategy-wise, makes a lot of sense, especially for Jeremy and Michelle. It's going to put a lot of people in front of them, because Sele is not going to go into the merge with numbers. And, if things hash out like that, they could be in a lot of trouble come the merge. So having Boston, Rob, and Parvati there to get voted out would be great. And then people stop worrying about the tribe that has like 3 people left and start worrying about the bigger numbers. So it really is a solid plan to take out Ethan. It makes a lot of sense. But I was like, no, please, not Ethan. He's having so much fun. Don't leave him alone. And at Tribal, there's a lot of trust and gut feelings and trust bunkers. Like, who's in your bunker? And Ben talks about bouncing around in the bunkers. And by a vote of 4-3-1, Ethan gone, and gives his fire token to Parvati. And Adam realizes when his name gets thrown up 3 times that, like, oh shit, it was almost me. I am nowhere near in control of this game. I need to be careful. So I was glad to see Adam, and hopefully this will let him know moving forward, I have to be careful. And next episode, in the Sele tribe, if they lose again, there are 3 sets of pairs, being Boston, Rob, and Parvati, Michelle and Jeremy, and Ben and Denise. Like, Ben has kind of taken Adam's spot in that closeness with Denise. And Adam is not in any of those pairs. Now, are they just going to do the easy thing and take out Adam because he's not part of anything? Or are they going to try to use Adam to take out someone from another pair? So I'd be curious to see that dynamic. And Denise has an idol if so needed, but I doubt she would have to use it. Now, things get interesting on the Tikal tribe, because in the previews for the next episode, we see that Tyson is talking to Sandra and Tony about they're trying to take out people with connections. We need to focus on taking out people without connections. So if that is the case and that goes down, we have Tony, Sandra, Sara, and Tyson on the connection side. And we have Yul, Sophie, Wendell, and Nick on the non-connection side. Kim is the swing vote. Sandra has an idol. And Kim has an idol. And Yul had done some work on Kim, trying to sway her over. And Sophie has the half to Kim's idol. So Kim is kind of inclined to go with the Yul, Sophie, Wendell, Nick side. However, Sara has a steal a vote. So she could steal one of the four or even Kim's vote, take away that swing scenario and make sure her four get that fifth vote and take out either Yule or Sophie or Kim, unless they can play Kim's idol on the and correctly play it on the person the other side is going for, and then hopefully they don't try to take out Sandra, who would play her idol. Hopefully they could try to either take out Sandra with an idol, or Sandra plays her idol and they take out someone like Tyson, or they take out someone like Tony. There's so many scenarios that I want to see Dakal lose because I'm so curious in how that tribal council will go. However, most of the people I'm super attached to are on Dakal, and I just lost Ethan, and I'm already so sad about that. Like, Ethan could have gone so deep had this not happened. I expected him to go deep. He was my winner pick, and he's on EOE, but I doubt Ethan makes it back from EOE. I think right now, Natalie has the fire tokens, and I also think she's pretty good at challenges. I think Natalie's got a pretty good shot to come back. But yes, very sad for Ethan. But I love Tyson. I love Yule. I love Sophie. I love Wendell. I love Sandra, Kim. So really, to call losing, I don't want to happen because I love the people. But at the same time, I'm so curious. My mind wants to see what would happen if they lose. So we're in for an exciting adventure no matter what tribe loses next time. Winners at War has been a fantastic season so far. The only complaint is I want more of it. We need 2 hours. We need 3 hours. Give me like archival footage of countless hours to study and examine like I can with Big Brother. And also another exciting thing for strategic gaming is that Big Brother Canada 8 comes on in 3 days. And I will try to keep up with that as best that I can. Watching other countries' reality shows is sometimes difficult, but I will do my best to try to keep up with the live feeds as well as the episodes of Big Brother Canada 4, or 4, Big Brother Canada 8. So, we got that to look forward to, as well as tons of Winners at War left to play. There are, 4 people on the edge, 16 people in the game. It's exciting. I'm having so much fun. Stick around next time. Can't wait to talk about it. I'm your friendly neighborhood nerd king, Mac Taylor. Stay nerdy.